Hi, this is Dr. Erica again, and I want to talk about something that's a swirling controversy currently in the fall of 2021. It's Dave Chappelle's Netflix show, the recent one, where he makes jokes about a lot of things, but including transgender people, including specific transgender people that he knows. Including one who opened for his act in San Francisco a couple of years ago, and according to him, bombed. And then in a few days following that appearance, regrettably, she succeeded in committing suicide. I'm a psychologist. I'm very disturbed about problems that lead people to find such despair that they think about or actually do try to kill themselves. And there are a lot of points of view about this Netflix special, including many trans employees at Netflix who staged a walkout this week in protest that Netflix would continue to offer this comedy special. Dave Chappelle is a big star in comedy, and he's taken on a lot of controversial subjects in his acts over the years. Some trans people would shut him down and say, you can't make jokes about trans. I'm a trans person. I make jokes about trans, but they're not mean-spirited. They're a recognition that all aspects of life have some humor attached to them. I'm not in favor of censorship. Some people have tried to censor me because they don't like what I say, even though I'm usually pretty clear about what I'm saying and why I'm saying it. So I'm not in favor of censorship. However, I am very much in favor of humanity and being sensitive to especially marginalized populations. So it hurts me when I hear unkind jokes about trans people, stereotype jokes about trans people. And it hurts many in the trans community to think that we're the brunt of jokes. You don't want to be the brunt of jokes. But I also don't want people to be humorless. So this is a really tough issue. I've seen some public comments by trans comedians that are in favor of Dave Chappelle's right to make jokes, however tasteless and unkind some of them might be. We all have opinions about things. And in the world of gender politics, there's no shortage of differences. But my view has been for a long time, the trans tent is big and wide, and I want it to be welcoming. I want everyone who wants in to be in. I want no one to be rejected, including people who adopt unpopular opinions or who say things that others take exception to. I myself have had the experience of others attempting to cancel me. I'll have none of that. I'll continue to speak my mind. Hopefully, I'll be helpful in the dialogue about empowering trans people and advancing acceptance of trans people in society. But I do hope that you all take seriously all these issues. As a final footnote, I personally knew Daphne Dorman, and I was shaken by her death, and I'm disturbed by references to her in the current time. I sat across from her in a restaurant in Oakland years ago, early in her transition. She poured out her trauma to me. She poured out the complex mixture of challenges in her life then as a person who was coming out, who was trying to make a life, who was already a partner and a parent of a young child. She cared very much about the people in her life, and she cared very much about other trans people. And I encouraged her to continue and to persevere And it's been my privilege to do that with hundreds and hundreds of people. I care very much about the life of every trans person. It's a deep regret to me that I lost touch with her and I didn't know about all the things that were going on with her subsequent to our meeting. But I can say one thing, that I still believe that kindness and acceptance can be had for every trans person. And that's what I wish for all of you. And for those of you who want to be allies, listen to us. Listen to our stories. Try to have some feeling for what it might be like to strike out on such a difficult life in a society that doesn't uniformly accept you simply because you're trans. Thanks a lot for listening. I'll have more to say, so come back and watch more